Hello.
Hello.
Do you remember the moment in the movie when three main characters were jogging in white tank tops?
Yes, I remember it, but why they were wearing white tank tops?
In fact, these tank tops were called alcoholic tops in the Soviet Union. In the USSR, there was a real cult of sports. In the country yards, young athletes twisted on horizontal bars. In apartments, women mastered aerobics on TV, and in factories, there was industrial gymnastics.
The image of a Soviet citizen was linked with sports. Sport was in every yard, in every house. Sports survived in the basements and thrived on sports grounds. In the USSR, in almost every yard, there was a hockey box that turned into a football field in summer, and horizontal bars were almost everywhere. One way or another, sport was an integral part of the consciousness of a Soviet citizen. This was due to the wide propaganda of the Soviet Union. Posters calling for sports looked at workers involved in industrial gymnastics. The day began with the morning exercise radio program, and school children were forced to pass the Ready for Labor and Defense standards.
The program and normative basis of the physical education system was the All-Union Physical Culture Complex Ready for Labor and Defense of the USSR, developed in 1931. The norms and requirements of classification as well as the Ready for Labor and Defense complex are constantly being improved and complicated. With the collapse of the USSR, citizens stopped passing those standards. However, now this complex has resumed its work. Children and adults have been actively fulfilling the norms since 2015. Everyone wants to become the happy owner of the coveted badge, and for graduates entering universities, the badge adds points to exams.
Industrial gymnastics, like many things in the USSR, was a voluntary compulsory occupation. All workers, from milkmaids to waiters, under the commands coming from the radio, were first to squat and run on the sport. 5 minutes of vigor killed several birds with one stone. First, people became healthier and more resilient. Secondly, if you give workers a warm-up, then there will be less defects.
For the first time, rhythmic gymnastics appeared on TV screen in 1984, and it failed miserably. The Soviet citizen was not ready for change. For half a century at the same time, the same voice was charging for people, and the people were pleased. The first issue was greeted by a flurry of angry letters from retirees accusing him of antics and imitation of the West. But a little later, the creators of this program came across a video cassette recording lessons taught by the famous American actress Jane Fonda. They suddenly realized that just recently they had shown practically the same thing on the air. Having reoriented to the female audience and changed the broadcasting time, the program again returned to television screens. It is worth saying that the Soviet program had a strong methodological base. The program was developed by professionals from All-Union Research Institute of Physical Culture, and the honored Soviet athletes conducted the program. And rhythmic gymnastics, which was increasingly called in the Western manner aerobics, swept the country. Beauties on rhythmic music, called to repeat the movements behind them. Later, rhythmic gymnastics came to naught, giving way to other types of aerobics.
Another sports simulator, which was intended for body shaping, is the health disc, also known as Grace. It consisted of 2 discs that were fixed on one axis and could spin relative to each other. The women spun halfway, standing on the disc. The children sat on a disc and spun each other until they feel dizzy, and the men found the most original method of application. They put the TV on the disc and could easily turn it with the screen in any direction.